welcome to Kiss Gallery TV. It's a Gary Alkali. You can call me Ali Kali Bibi. So today I am live in the studio with Mr. Culture, Mr. Ruben Sati, the famous Mr. Culture of FCT. Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
How do you do?
I'm doing good and great.
Mr. Culture, permit me to call you Mazi. Because your outfit is saying it all.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you officially introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, my name is Ruben Seti here. I'm Mr. Culture FCT, and I have to say I'm happy to be here today.
Oh wow, Kiss Gallery TV is happy having you here in the studio today. So quickly, we just concluded, or should I say you just concluded a program called Who is a Baggy Man? So can you tell us what really inspired you to come up with this program? Because as far as I'm concerned, this is one of its kind. So what inspired you to bring up this innovation that you want to host a program called Who is a Baggy Man?
Thank you very much, Rejoice, for that. I'm going to so many places. People will ask me what inspired me, and I just have to say that growing up and find myself in Baggy Nation has been something I'm very, very proud of. No matter how people describe us, no matter how people think we think and how people see us, but I still have this strong belief that Baggy people are the lovable people you can meet in this earth planet.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I have to say what motivated me, inspired me in generally growing up, seeing some certain things that my forefathers did, and I see what they kept for us. Not just keeping things for us, but they planted culture in our hearts, and they expected us to unleash those culture to the next generation to come. So what inspired me was our ancestors, knowing that they have fought a lot of battles to secure this heritage for us. So it was a big call for me, because it's something I dreamt of, and it's something I normally imagine seeing me writing a magazine about my Baggy Nation. So I was motivated by my ancestors.
Motivated by your ancestors. So this is really amazing. You said you were motivated by your ancestors, like to keep the legacy of the Baggy Nation going, and I think so. How did it come about? Was it that it was something it was right from birth, or it was when you were growing up, or how did it come about?
Well, the whole idea of this movement has been for like many years, and you know, I'm a very local man. When they say you're a local man, does not mean you're actually a local man. Does not mean you can be a local man but with wisdom. So you know, I grew up with my seeing my father doing some kind of traditional things, you know, doing in terms of festivals. You see my father displaying in terms of going to farm. You see how my father in farm activities, in terms of production of a farm product, you see how my father will engage himself. So at that point of time, I started seeing what my people were doing in those days. I didn't see them doing it again. And I started asking myself,
civilization have covered
everything.
What is going
on? What is going on? What we used to do, like when you go to a Baggy man's house, you definitely hear Ojednalo, which is Jepo.
Ojednalo,
which is Jepo. They are welcoming you. It is kind of communication, greeting, welcoming you to the house that we have something to offer to you, which is our local delicacy, which is the Jepo. It is a very powerful meal in Baggy culture that you can take, and everybody, most people that live with Baggy people are taking it. So I didn't hear people saying it anymore. Today you'll be hearing people saying, like, will you eat rice? Not of the Jepo anymore. So they are really killing the communication.
Sorry. So are you trying to say that rice is not part of the culture, or for the fact that people are now offering rice in place of Jepo has now reduced the cultural right of the Baggy people?
Yeah, because rice was not part of our journey as Baggy culture. What we know was Jepo. Because in the morning, going to farm, I still remember coming back from going to school which I was going to primary school, I used to drink shepo in the morning. You drink it with kumbege, or you will use akwe, which is gadiek.
What is kumbege?
This kumbe is like a gadiek. This little gadiek is kind of smallish, and I used to take it before going to school. Then coming back from school in the afternoon, you have to drink shepo again. Maybe you run back to farm to go and assist your parents, and after assisting them, maybe if there is yam, you put yam in the fire, you eat. There was nothing like maybe eating rice, nothing like all those kind of food at that point of time. So I grew up with my father and seeing how my elder ones do things, and I learned a lot about culture, and that is why today you see this Mr. Culture or writing magazine about our Gbagi nation. It is not just something of today, it's from birth.
Okay, so that means you've been nurturing
yes,
it
following
from birth. So that is to say that this just concluded event is a dream come true for you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we've all heard from Mr. Culture. We are going for a short break. We will be back, and then he'll be having some things to unleash to us. It's a Garages Alkali. Stay tuned. Wow, that was an amazing one from Mr. Culture. Wow, you're doing so great. How do you do all these things? Because I'm amazed.
Well, the inspiration from my ancestors.
These are ancestors, they try you. Okay, we've seen some of the pictures that a man is dressing half naked and portraying the culture of the Gbagi people, and we've seen a lot of comments on the social media where people tend to condemn this act, and some will be like, what is this? Like, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I have to first foremost say that when you follow the history of humans, you understand that humans were naked, and it's not only Gbagi culture that actually dress half naked, and that is one thing we need to understand. But civilization have came and they have changed a lot of things, and a lot of things about African culture. But there are some people still today in Africa that still have that culture, still practice it. The point I'm trying to make is that let people get it. The Gbagi culture himself, the Gbagi nation. Let us understand that when somebody dressed half naked like this, we call it abache. It does not mean that actually that person have to be dressing naked going to office or half naked going to here. It is just for an event, and sometimes when we dress like this, it invites our ancestors.
So I'm sorry to cut you short. All this dressing, are they still in existence up till date? Because I think we are in the 24th or 25th century. Is this still in existence in the Gbagi culture?
Yeah, it's still in existence because what our ancestors, let's say our forefathers, left for us, which is our heritage. We do it in terms of festivals. Maybe we want to do something to celebrate. When we dress like this, it takes us back to think how our people live. It's not that maybe if we don't do it, that means we are forgetting about our culture. But just for the main time, occasionally we do it, not because we want to do it every time. So that is one thing people need to understand. Today, if a Gbagi man don't do this, it's not complete yet. You understand?
Yeah.
What makes you a Gbagi person is when you start dressing half naked in terms of, it's not everybody that do it, but they have a specific people, like even warriors that wear abache and nagbei, that will come and holding guns. You understand? There are warriors. So that is what it stands for. But so many people don't really understand what it stands for. Just feel like you just do it. It's not a fashion thing.
But then, don't you think civilization has changed so many things about culture, not only in Gbagi language? For example, there are some places that we've heard stories of some Igbo lands where you give birth to twin and one will be taken to the forest or something like that. So culture. So when civilization came up, we now dress up, cover up ourselves, and all that. So I think people are now seeing this as, I don't know, as a form of disappointment but I think I'm trying to understand that you were saying that we are only doing this to take us back to how our forefathers or how the original Bagman used to dress in those days before the civilization, right? If I'm not getting you.
Yeah, you're on point.
Okay. So lastly, the question I'll be asking you now, we've been hearing Mr. Culture. People have been wondering, Mr. Culture, how did this name came about? How were you crowned Mr. Culture of FCT?
Well, you see, one thing about life is that when you are doing something and people see you, that you're actually doing this thing, and this thing is in you, you understand? It started following me from where I was born, which is my community. Start calling me Mr. Culture, not because maybe it was being officially made by
okay,
people,
that is,
you understand?
It's like a nickname.
Yes.
Oh wow.
People start calling me Mr. Culture, and actually them calling me Mr. Culture not because it was just a nickname, but it stands for what I do, and there is no doubt about it. You understand? And sometimes you don't need validation from people before you need to be recognized on so things and this thing. But they felt that this thing, you want it, we're giving you. And we made so many programs here and there, and somebody will just announce we have Mr. Culture here in our midst. So today, even people today in Gbagi, I will just have to say, even people today in Gbagi Nation, there are people who have title that you just started like play, they start calling them, and today they are strong in that title. So that is just it. What you do, and people see that you are fit into it, then they will not give.
Okay, so should we say is a title from your community, or like when you were growing up, and then you just grew up and you felt like, okay, let me explore with this name, and then it just pop out. So okay, thank you very much, Mr. Culture and Mr. Ruben. Sati, I've been wondering, what is Sati? Is it satin material or?
It's a very it's a great name. And, my father, Seti is like something you have to, like, you are targeting something, because my father was a hunter.
Okay, like Seti.
Yes.
Oh wow.
My father was a hunter, and he's good at what he do.
Okay, so the English version of Seti is target. So we can call you Mr. Ruben Target. Alright guys, that was an amazing section with Mr. Culture, and we've all had what he has to say about his brand, and it was an amazing interaction, and I must say this is really amazing. He's a very great personnel, and he has a lot of amazing impact that he will be making to this society, and he has made to the society. Meanwhile, we will stop here today, as we are going to be bringing in more guests that you would love to see on your screen. It's Garages Al Calibre. Call me Ali Calibre, signing out. Bye bye.